What an effing bomb! AJ freaking flips, and Will is just a tad bit awkward. Plus, where are all my AJ supporters? Let's go!
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh my god. My gosh.
My gosh.
I just want to say, let me kick off the show with saying, Mike, you are running from the drama, and we can't wait for you to return next week.
Yes.
All the questions. I'm keeping them short.
Yes.
But anyway, hello everybody. You are clearly at the Married at First Sight after show, season 8. This episode is just so crazy, so loco.
Oh my goodness.
I before we dive on through, the live chat is going crazy already.
Yes.
Our extended panel out there, hello everybody. But I'd love for my lovely panel here to introduce themselves and give your overall thoughts.
What's up, everybody? I'm Carmen, and this episode was everything that I've been waiting for, and I am ready to talk about it.
I'm so ready to talk about this.
Yes.
AJ with his crazy eyes. I was right. My name's Maddie. I'm happy to be back. I can't wait to dive into this episode.
Yes.
And I am Takira Shabrae. Let me just say my only thought, I freaking called it.
You called it.
Called it.
You called it.
Just had to get that off my chest.
I could not, yes. All the bombs for Takira.
Yeah, so obviously we're talking about the whole Kate and Luke situation, but you know how we do it around here. We got to keep the good for the last.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and jump on into Christine and Keith. We didn't see a whole lot from them this week.
Yeah, they were kind of in the shadows. It was everyone else but them.
I think they're in a great place.
Right.
I think sexually they're happy. Like, they chose the room where they could have, make all of the noise that they wanted to.
The basement.
Yeah, in the basement.
Like, okay.
But, you give a little to get a little. So I think they're in a great place. He was excited about there being a nice kitchen.
Yeah.
Which shows that there's like some growth and interest in him being in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they did good. I think they're doing good.
Yeah, they were probably the most positive walking in there. Like, they're the first couple there, and they're just like, this is really nice. Aside from, like, AJ when he walked in.
They were like, it's cozy.
Yeah, they set the tone a little bit. Is it just me, or is Christine giving kind of this, not just on Unfiltered, because she actually did it on Unfiltered this time around too, but is she taking on this like expert mom kind of vibe? Like, it's almost like she's giving advice to the other couples. She's like instantly like grabs the food and like preps the champagne, and it's like this mom vibe.
It's this independent woman vibe. I think she's had it from the beginning. Like, I just think she's an assertive woman.
Okay.
I think she is. Because she didn't play with Will. Like, she really got to the point. I mean, I'm sorry. She didn't play with Keith. Like, she got to the point with her issues with him. I don't think that she's a passive-aggressive person. I just think she gets to it.
Okay.
That's what I take from her.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. He doesn't really seem to mind for now.
I think Mike, it was hilarious to him that she was giving expert advice on Unfiltered, because she gave it again this time around to Will. I don't know for anyone that watched Unfiltered, because we can finally watch it. I'm so happy.
Yes.
But she was kind of like talking to Will, like, well, maybe take a different approach to it, or whatever the case may be. But I'm really starting to like, so we're kind of vibing. We're liking Keith and Christine. I know we'll rate them a little later, but.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they're doing good.
All right, cool. But yeah, like I said, so we're going to rate all of these couples. We'll still have our special segment where we rate them. We give our gold star award, good or bad at this point.
I always go the lowest.
You gotta go pretty low today.
Right.
You have to hit the ground.
And then we'll have like a little bit of our news and gossip. Obviously, the biggest gossip was revealed a little in the episode today, but I just want to give like shout outs to people in our extended panel and our live chat, our comments, all that good stuff. And because of that, I think Carmen has like a little thank you and a little importance of what you guys mean to us.
Absolutely. First of all, Saraya Ray says, you did it, girl. Props to you, Takira. You were on point. I cannot wait until we get to it. But until we do, hey, guys, before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us 5 shining, gleaming stars, please. No matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved on the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz means so much to us. This is so fun, and we could not do what we do without you guys. So thank you so much for your support. We love you guys. We love the fact that our chat is so popping right now. We can't wait to get to these topics. And don't forget to tell your friends about how much fun you have watching us, too, so that they can get involved in the fun. All right?
Yes. I thoroughly enjoyed reading the comments from our extended panel.
Oh, my goodness.
You guys shut it down and break the internet. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs, but let's get into Will and Jazz. Let's talk Will and Jazz.
Oh, let's talk.
You're like sipping the vodka. Some questions that I want you to think about before we get, knee deep and everyone in the live chat. What do we think? Does Will have an excuse for the way that he's acting? Is there an excuse, whatever that excuse may be, created in the live chat? And do we feel differently between Will and Jazz? Because at first, Jasmine was frustrating us a little bit. Have those tables turned. So anyone in the live chat, join us, all that good stuff. What do you guys think of Will and Jazz this time around?
I would be frustrated if I were her as well. I mean, in the beginning, we thought it would be okay because she puts on the lingerie and, I'm like, okay, this is going to be the night. And then obviously he turns her down and they do the kissing exercise. I mean, that kind of ruined it, obviously, but I thought he would have just been like, okay, give in or something.
This kiss exercise, let's talk about it. So they had to set the timer for 1 minute. Mm-hmm. Was anyone surprised as to how they were kissing?
Yeah, it looked like they couldn't breathe.
I mean, at first, I was understanding Will in his intellectual approach to everything, but I'm like, it's been 6 weeks now, you guys can kiss, come on. Mr. Ali Wuda said Will is not into her.
Yeah,
he's just not into her. I do think he obviously has a wall up when it comes to intimacy, and I think it's a good idea that she asked him if he had been hurt before, because maybe that reveals why he doesn't want to share himself in that way.
Okay.
But it's a little odd to not just be like, all right, let's go for it. Come on.
Is he using it as a crutch?
Put on some chapstick and go for it.
Well, the kiss to me, first of all, I didn't see tongue from Will.
Right.
It was just like, all right, kiss. No, it's not over. Okay. All right, kiss. No. That damn timer still hasn't come on. And then as soon as that timer hit, he jumped for the phone. He was like, oh, okay, dang.
I saw her tongue.
Her tongue. She was given tongue, but it was like
forcing it in.
It was tongue to lip. It wasn't really tongue to tongue. And then obviously that awkward moment when, Will asked how'd that feel for you? And she was like, yeah, it's really sensual when I kiss you. And Will says, it's a bit awkward. Mm-hmm. But you're a good kisser.
Yeah. And then he winks. It's like, oh, Will.
He's so awkward.
Will. Is he crutching? Is he using it as a crutch?
Yeah, there's something.
There's something going on.
If he doesn't want to have sex, they could have had a passionate makeout and then a little bit more. I don't know.
There's a sexy way to peck. You guys know me. I'm I'm like, kiss all over the face. If we're gonna peck, let's make this real sexy. Let's peck all over.
Yeah.
You can make that cute and adorable, but I think the lack of passion is there because she seems like a superficial female to him, and he likes intellectual females. He is not stimulated. There is no dopamine coming from her for him. None.
Good point.
She's not talking about things that's jogging his mind. She's not like, let's talk about the stars. Let's be esoteric. She's just like, you gonna pay the bills or am I gonna pay the bills?
I think you should date Will.
I think I should date Will, huh? It's I recognize certain type of men. I think because Will is very cerebral, because his communication tactics are excellent and they are on point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The way he felt the tension in the car the next day, she was being super petty. The way she was responding to things, it was like, I'm not going to let you tell you I'm upset. I'm just going to act.
Yeah, the game.
Super petty.
The game.
Yeah, to get attention so that you can ask me what's wrong and then I can unload on you. Meanwhile, he's like, I noticed I sense some tension. He's very intellectual. Would you like to continue our discussion from the night before? I don't want it to be awkward. Then she tells him, slow down. You know, I was just like, yo, sis is mad.
Did Anita Key in the chat says she doesn't like Will anymore. So we've had some flip-flopping.
I think he's...
Maddie, what you think? You think he was what? I'm sorry.
No. Let's hear from Maddie.
Well, you want to date him. So.
No, I don't want to date him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm observing.
Yeah. Okay, well, you like him. I don't hate him. But I would be frustrated too, and I think he's just kind of playing that intellectual card, and like he's almost like talking down to her a little bit because he knows that it frustrates her, the way he's acting, and he's not like being like, oh, I'm so sorry, okay, yeah, let's do it, like she wants. Yeah. So he just keeps going and going and going, and she's just like, I don't know.
I mean, at this point, my guys in the chat, because Mike is running scared this week. I so believe it's intentional, Mike. I don't believe you.
Oh, for sure.
But my guys in the chat, like, do you have sex? Are you like help us get into Will's head, because obviously, like, we know that he likes intellect, we know all of these things, but Mr. Ollie Wood says Jasmine had the kiddies out for that dinner and it did not work
because he's not a physical guy. You got to get into his brain. I'm telling you.
Okay, so
he told her to dress like a librarian. Hello.
Well, she should have dressed like a librarian.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a telltale sign. Like, he wants a nerd.
Okay, so a question that came up off camera is, do we think... and I hate to use this question so loosely because I'm seeing it on Twitter, so don't shoot the messenger. I don't necessarily feel this way. I just have to... Is Will bisexual? Is he gay? Is he hiding something that he doesn't necessarily want to share with Will? Or is the sex just horrible? Or can he just not get it up because he likes her intellect?
That's what I'm saying.
Or he doesn't like her
intellect. Guys can't have sex if they can't get it up. And they can't get it up if they're not attracted to you or turned on by you.
Well, we'll talk about that a little later. Yeah, clearly there's a way.
People think that Just Watch 121 says Will is dry. I think life with him will be a snooze fest. I don't know. I think he'd be down to have the fun. I don't know.
Someone in our comments last week said he gave old man vibes.
I do get the feeling, like, I did question, like, what if his sex is whack and he doesn't want the world to know, so he doesn't want to expose that part of himself to the world? But I don't think it's whack because he has that energy that, like, he knows he's the shit in some kind of way, or he's the stuff in that kind of way, sorry. But
explicit show.
Yeah.
Mark the E on iTunes.
What if they what if she brought him into a library and read him a book or something? And do you think that would change his mind?
What if she stopped worrying about herself so much and just complimented the heck out of him?
And not compliment, just ask questions.
But I mean, and I don't mean
because he likes those questions. He wants to feel like he's having not his ego, but his intellect stroked. It doesn't always have to be about physical. I get it. And again, I brought up what was on Twitter. I don't instantly go to, oh, he's gay because he doesn't want to have sex. If you don't want to have sex, you don't want to have sex. So you're like, you're not attracted to everything just because you have a penis. I know that's hard to believe.
I know. It really is really hard to believe. But I think, what was I about to say? It kind of just left my mind because I was thinking about you. I think it's her neediness is a turn off.
Because she's more so worried about her than him.
Remember they were talking about something and he was like, oh, I thought you were going to ask about a new car or something. Like, remember?
Because he asked.
Because she was making him dinner or something. He's like, okay, like, what are you doing this for? Do you want a car?
She should have been just like, sex. That's what I want.
Maybe if she acts, like, maybe she stops trying too hard and she just acts, like, not into it.
Yeah.
Then maybe he'll want her more.
It's 100%. It's 100% the other factors for me. It's not his sexuality. Like I don't want people to always run to that because it's too darn easy. Just stop. Just because he doesn't want to have sex. But I do think it's all of the other issues. Like, I mean, they had an argument about whether things are equal in the household. They had an argument about bills and cooking, and he's a little messy, and it's just so much. So what's a live chat saying?
There's a good comment from Mr. Ollie Wuda. I think the fact that her dad is alumni at his college, he doesn't have to have sex and then say no to marriage. Small school, so they will run into each other.
Oh, so he doesn't want to disrespect the family in case he wants to say no?
I don't know.
Okay. Call out for TM. Hey, TM. Thanks for being in the chat. Says, why do people automatically go towards orientation issue? WTH. He is angry about the decision of finances, crapped on his dreams, and the way Jasmine talks to him.
Yeah, she
100%.
She doesn't. I was watching this thing from the writer. He did a TED talk of women are from Mars, men are from Venus. Ooh. No, women are from Venus, men are from Mars, right? And the author was saying that if you don't make a guy feel like he's solving a problem in your life, then you aren't creating testosterone. And testosterone is what makes them be more manly and want to protect you and want to do things for you. So I think the fact that she's more so scolding him about that he's not right, she's taking away his want to, like, she's making him sleepy and bored.
Yeah,
and,
that's a good point.
She's taking away that, like, stimulation for him to be more of a man for her, for him. And he's still trying to make sure he's communicating with her the right way. He's still open. I think he expresses that he needs to do better I'll give her that.
Expressing himself.
He needs to be a little more affectionate.
Okay. I can
because women need that too, but
I can get down with that.
We'll have to see.
Absolutely. I feel like we will next episode. Let's hop into the real.
Let's get into it, baby.
Okay, who do y'all want to talk about first? Steph and AJ. Let's talk Kate and Luke.
Let's talk Kate and Luke.
Kate and Luke.
I thought we were going to do that last, but let's get into it.
No, we're getting right down into it. Luke and Kate. First of all, again, mic check. I was right.
I fell out. Okay?
They are supposedly, we haven't heard Luke's response, but obviously in this episode, Kate drops a huge bomb on Dr. Pepper and says, we've been having sex. We've had sex 5 or 6 times since the honeymoon. Now let me explain the drama, the dilemma rather, that we have to talk about. The dilemma is the first time they kissed, he said that he was repulsed and felt dead inside.
Yep.
They've still had sex 5 or 6 times since then. We just mentioned that it's difficult for a man to have sex when they're just not into it. Obviously, it's not. For some men are very skilled in that area. And then he doesn't want anyone to know about it. Do we think, why does Luke not want anyone to know about it? Is it because he just doesn't want his sex life on blast? Or is it because he doesn't want to look like a complete DICK?
He is doing something sneaky. There is something sneaky happening. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Did you say he had a girlfriend?
Oh, I'm convinced.
He has something going on, and not allegedly. We're assuming that he's hiding something at home.
Yeah.
He's hiding something that he's trying to protect somebody from something. We don't know if it's that he's gay. We don't know if it's that he has a girlfriend at home or if that he just isn't attracted to her. But my question is, they kissed a couple of days in, right? Mm-hmm. But she had sex with him on the honeymoon night, right? Mm-hmm. So what did he really say he was repulsed and dead inside from?
You're saying
it the
when?
Sex? Like, yeah, because the kiss came after. She said they've been having sex since the honeymoon.
Right.
So what was he really repulsed and dead inside about?
Well, we don't know which came first. We don't know which came first, the repulsed and dead kiss or the sex.
Yeah, because I thought that came first.
The chicken or the egg? Which came first?
Who knows with them? But I feel like he's hiding something, or he's trying to keep his options open, and he's embarrassed by her.
So you think he has a girlfriend?
Not necessarily, but I think he's keeping his options open.
Throw out some things. Throw out some things that you think he's hiding. Anyone in the chat too, what do you think he's hiding? Why do you think he's not one? I personally feel like he doesn't want people to think that he is a horrible person to not only still have sex with her, but say all of these things and treat her this way. And maybe keeping his options
open because he's just using her for sex at this point.
Warren Harvey says, I think Luke is a player. Maybe he has like a whole bunch of like speed date girlfriends at home that he's hooked up with that he wants to keep the options open for. I don't know, but the fact that he's having sex with her off camera, wants her to keep it a secret, treats her like trash and when they're to themselves, and then smiles when he's around. He smiles like everything is A-okay when he's around the rest of the crew.
That look that he gave her at the waterfall, though.
Waterfall was totally awkward. He tells her, weird. you have the best view. Meanwhile, he's looking at her.
I would literally toss him into the waterfall.
He's sleeping with her, but ditched her on their 1 month honeymoon, which is big for this show, and then she still cooked dinner for him. No wonder she feels like trash. I don't know about you guys in the chat, but I don't have any sympathy for Kate anymore because at this point she's a doormat.
Do you feel sorry for Kate, or how?
No, I mean like.
Carmen,
if someone had sex with me and left the room for 2 hours after and ignored me after, I'd be like, I'm never doing this again. Maybe if you're drinking too much, you do it a second time, you think something would change. She's done it like 6 times now. What is going through her head?
Yeah,
she knows she's being used.
I love the call out from reality TV with B. What's up? Says Says a girl laid it all out. 1, anyone that says they feel repulsed and dead inside would never get anything from me. 2, anyone that initiates sex and then immediately leaves the room and will not talk to me for 2 hours is done. He's initiating the sex.
Yeah. Then he is trash. Cause he is so weird to me. Like I don't even know what to take from him now. And the fact that he wants her to keep it a secret is the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. And then he blames her drinking. He doesn't want to say, I understand that you feel insecure because we've been sleeping together. He wants her to look like a lunatic on TV by herself. And like he has this thing where he's so guarded. He wants to come off like this perfect guy. I think maybe he thinks it's gonna, damage his brand. But I think the strongest theory so far is that it's somebody at home and he doesn't want them to know that he's sleeping with this girl.
So what do we think about Kate not wanting? Obviously we see that she tells him next episode, but do we think that she's desperate for not wanting to tell him this episode? Is Kate desperate?
Yeah.
Yes, in every way possible.
Low self-esteem.
Yep. Yeah, she's in denial, obviously.
She is desperate. She is delusional. I think that's the biggest D in her life is delusional because she keeps coming back saying this week was so perfect and now we're so happy and I'm like, if this is what you call happy, like
she's still trying to make it work.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a little sad.
It is. Where is Mike when you need him? I'm trying to tell you.
I've kept a list. Anybody who has questions for Mike, we're going to have a special Mike segment next week. Mm-hmm. So we're going to dedicate 5 to 7 minutes to Mike. So drop the questions. I'll go back and transcribe. But is that pretty much all we got on Luke and Kate? I mean, I'm interested. I'll leave it with this. Real quick wrap up on Luke and Kate. Cake. Hey. Do we think that Luke should leave or will leave after he finds out that she shared the sex life? He was really disappointed because he was like, on the first look, so if you watch the 10 minutes into the next episode for first look episode, he said, how can I trust you when you said you're never going to say anything? Do we think that result is going to end up in their breakup?
Bree B says Luke is abusive, and I believe that in a psychological way because he is tricking Kate into looking like it's all her fault. He's blaming her. He's not taking any ownership of his own actions, and then he gets mad. He manipulates her and say, "How can I trust you for not keeping our secret when really the secret is making her look
bad?" Okay.
Yeah.
Maddie, do you think they'll break up? Think he'll be mad enough to break up with her?
It will be on his terms for sure, because
she's not going anywhere.
She's not going to.
Got it. All right, let's move on.
He's out of here.
The big bombshell. Good old let's just say car wreck. Let's say that. Good old AJ and
Train
Steph.
wreck.
Oh my gosh, Mike. I need some supporters of AJ to post a thumbs up, a 1, a 2, an A or a B, something to show that you are for AJ. We had Infinite One in the chat pretty heavy last week. Oh, I forgot to call out. Oh, yeah. A call out for Infinite One, very opinionated about not buying Kate's act of being an alcoholic and saying that she's a marketing specialist, that it's her job to sell herself. That was a pretty heated thread in last week's comments, so I love that. Thank you for that. Pretty interesting. So if you haven't read it, go read it. But AJ and Steph. this train wreck.
Both of them tweaked this week. And Trisha B, you know I'm on your team. She says, Stepford wife, Stepford wife, Stepford wife. It was like her computer glitching. Like when he started spazzing, it was like, leave the room, leave the room, leave the room.
Yeah.
Can't handle it.
Go
like
to bed.
Yeah, I think she was extremely embarrassed by his behavior. And to save herself from the moment, she went to bed.
Yo, but what about, and I'm just waiting for the moment when someone says something. He said he was drunk when he signed up for Married at First Sight.
He says, I was drunk and horny and was like, a wife sounds good.
Maddie, like, would you, okay, look, would you tell, be real, like, would you tell Steph the next morning she woke up, if you were in the room, if you were one of the wives?
I don't know, because maybe people just assume they talk about everything because that's all he says. He's like, we're so good, blah, blah, blah. And he just, I don't know.
Would y'all tell in the live chat? Would you tell? Carmen, would you tell?
I kind of mind my business when it comes to other people's relationships a little bit. So I wouldn't want to be like the drama spinner. But I think that was a part of him reaching for a laugh, like his need to please people. I personally think that AJ is a real narcissist.
Oh, yeah.
Because the minute you set a boundary, the minute you go against anything that he wants his way, he completely loses that facade. Ooh. He loses his cool. Even he said it like, I don't like for things to be challenged. He said something like that.
He said, don't challenge me or something because I won't like you. Don't go against it because I won't like you.
Yeah, don't go against me because I won't like you. Exactly.
And the crazy eyes come out.
Oh, the crazy eyes were
when he walked into
front and center.
He was like, well, even when they were at that dinner before and they were told that they were going to be, going on vacation together, his eyes, like, they just zoom in on his face and he's like...
But my thing is, he knew 100% that they were not only going together, but they were in the same room. So why all of a sudden, why did he act like he didn't know that he was surprised when he walked into the room? That makes me feel like you're just being fake, like you're putting on this facade of, like, why so confused?
Me, myself, and Irene.
He has amnesia, I guess.
We literally told you.
It's something off about him. It's just something off about him, and it comes out in the strangest ways. But what I will give him a point for is when I had to get up from the table and take my headphones off and walk away when he asked Luke, are you a top or a bottom?
Oh my gosh.
You guys.
Y'all.
What did you guys think in the live chat when he asked Luke if he was a top or a bottom? Because I fell
And then he smacked
out.
Then he slapped Luke's butt. I'm not gonna lie, I felt really bad and uncomfortable. Like, I was like...
so bad for Luke, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, you deserve to get shaken up a little bit, Luke.
I don't know. It was the only time that I wanted to go through and, like, give Luke a hug. Like, yo, that wasn't cool. I get it, dog.
Dude, I get you, dog. When he smacked him on his ass like that, I was like, oh.
Because, I mean, abuse goes both ways. So it's kind of like we got to respect the men and the women's side of it. Like, if he would have done it to a woman, all hell would have broke away. You know what I mean? So
he downed 3/4 of a bottle. What was that, like a half a gallon? What kind of bottle was that? I don't even know.
He was drinking bourbon.
3/4 of it straight. He didn't have a chaser. He didn't have anything.
He had like a cup full of bourbon. He finished that whole thing.
Do you guys think that it's weird that it was a rumor or alleged whatever that Luke is gay, and then AJ says something at the dinner table?
I think AJ is a professional boundary pusher.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I think that he knows. Then he totally was like, "Are you guys jealous that we're doing good and you're not?" Ooh. That's basically how he said it. Like, I think that he doesn't know how to handle the attention that he's getting, maybe, and he cannot hide that crazy narcissistic part of his personality, but for so long. And Steph just didn't want to be embarrassed. Like, she's like, oh my God, like, they're gonna know what I'm putting up with at home. Because I think it's so much easier to pretend you're happy when nobody's watching you be a fool. But then to see this man, like, wild out, and people are gonna look at you like, so this is the perfect guy that you know, like, this is your perfect guy.
Some people in the live chat, Mr. Ollie Wuda is saying, but Luke is better than me because he would have caught one. Talking about a good punch. Nita Key says, alcoholic much? We throw the alcohol word up a lot, and maybe we should be looking at certain people. Just Watch 121, thank you for the chat. AJ is immature, and Miss Brown Sugar, I'll let one of y'all read Miss Brown Sugars.
She says, you don't even have to tell Steph per se. Somebody could have just mentioned it in broader conversation so that Steph hears, but you're not technically snitching. You know, Jasmine could run and tell that.
Yeah. Maybe it's just, maybe y'all just need to have a talk.
He was so whack for downplaying the fact that he just came home drunk and was like, this sounds cool.
He downplayed it for sure.
Yeah, and then he said it in front of everybody like, we won it. He kept going with this we won it thing. Yeah. Like, you're sitting with 3 other couples, 6 other people who were serious about getting married. Like, you're not special right now. Like,
so Maddie and I were watching the Unfiltered episode with Steph, and I was just waiting. Like, I could not wait for her response. Some things that she was saying, I'm going to drop some quotes from the show. You guys in live chat, tell me what you guys think to the panel. She says, I have no right to pretty much tell him to shut up. So she says, because she steps back a lot, and so she's like, once we know each other a little bit, the wife can be like, hey, get it together, and then the husband will hush. And she said, we haven't gotten to that point yet. But she said that energy is very contagious. So whenever he was upset, that she was clearly upset. But she said that after the cameras turned off, that she actually cried to AJ and said, hey, you're making me feel really bad. And she said that was his kind of realization moment.
Was this night? Is this
no?
The night?
This was before. Okay. So he's still acting like that. But I do want to say, so she's being very standoffish, very distant, saying, oh, he's just like that. And kind of just wrapping up one thing that she said about his driving was, oh, he's a New York driver. So pretty much everybody, like his friends, his family, told Steph, hey, he's a really aggressive driver, so just duly noted. And she was like, so I knew about that. So I knew to step back, but that was the first time that they were being recorded. And so she was like, I was worried because that was the first time we were being recorded. So do we think that Steph needs to step it up and kind of voice her feeling on?
I think she should leave him. I think she should. I think that he is not the guy. I think that Steph deserves 5 stars. Yeah, she's a Stepford wife, but she is a poised woman. She's outgoing. She's happy, and she's like down to not embarrass him to the point where she'll remove herself, before it gets to that level. But I don't think that she deserves what he will eventually put her through.
Okay, Maddie, you think she should leave or just talk it out?
I think she should leave. I don't think he's gonna change. Really, like people do change. Someone in the live chat was saying, I think it was Mr. Ollie Wuda was like, now Steph is getting the crazy eyes, just like AJ.
It's the Steph.
So I think he's rubbing off on her.
Leave the room.
Yeah, let us know should she leave. I'm gonna go against you guys. I think that they should talk. I think that she needs to step it up just a bit, and then if he doesn't change, I think the things that he is going through can be worked out in therapy. But dude, if you don't get it together, then maybe consider something else. So let's move on to our news and gossip.
All right.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Obviously, the news and gossip that we were originally gonna talk about got leaked in the episode today. But I do want to briefly talk on this whole news and gossip of Kate being an alcoholic. So a lot of people are running this way, and Infinite One is, and a couple of others are saying absolutely not. What do we think on the news and gossip of Kate being an alcoholic?
She might be, because if she's that easy to be still having sex with this man after he's treating her like that, it's some alcohol involved somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know if I think she's an alcoholic. I think she's drinking so much because she's like nervous about being on the show, and he sucks.
He sucks though.
And I don't know if I'd be drinking as much as she is. She seems like she's always kind of drunk on the show, but I don't blame her, and that's obviously why she's been sleeping with him, because she's probably just so drunk, just like whatever.
So there have been some sources that pretty much have tried to but confirm her issue of drinking a lot. And it is a pretty reputable source, allegedly, again, I'll say, but someone that does know her personally and someone that does live in Philly. We'll see. We'll see for next week. Let's hurry up and rate these couples so we can get out of here. All right, let's start quickly with Christine and Keith.
Oh, they got a 10 from me this week.
All right, your second 10 of the season.
They did great.
Maddie.
I'm gonna do 8. I'm not going to be too low on them. They were good. Yeah, they seemed like really happy this episode, and things are looking up.
All right. I'm going to give them a 9.5.
Okay, 9.5.
Yeah, 9.5, 9.5. 10, reality TV with B gets a 10.
Yep.
All right, Will and Jazz.
Oh, Will and Jazz. There's Jazz and then there's Will.
Nope, together. You told me I couldn't do it last week.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
I say 5.
5, okay.
Yeah.
I give him a 6.8.
That's darn 6.8. I'm going to give them a 7.
He saves it every time.
Yeah, he saves it.
Yeah.
I think she needs to come through. Kate and Luke. A little bit of change now. They've been having sex. Does it give him more points?
No, heck no.
All right.
Disqualified. You get a negative
What
infinity.
do we get?
Somebody said that last week. They get a negative infinity, and I agree.
All right. Anyone? No,
I'm supposed to be the lowest one. What am I supposed to say now?
Negative infinity times infinity.
I'm going to say 1.
Okay, cool.
1.
We'll go 1. I give 0. All right. Stephanie and AJ.
It's not going to work. I can't give him a good rating when I know. Let's just give him a 5. No, well.
Okay, you think about it. Yeah. I'm going to give them an 8.
The clay was cool.
It's high. Oh, the clay was good.
Lady.
Shout out to the penis clay.
Yes.
I'm going to give them an 8 just because I feel like they can work through things, but they need to talk. Maddie, what do you give them?
I'm going to say 6. I think I don't know, it's so hit or miss with them. Now that he's being all crazy, he could change. But...
Carmen?
You know what? I got a new perspective. I give him a 9 because they made this episode so funny. and I'm going to take it a step further in our next segment and say why I gave him a 9.
Dang. Nita Key is saying AJ and Steph 2, Chrissy H 4.5, Trisha B 4 for Steph and AJ. Dang. Okay. I'm going to let Maddie be the only one give a gold star moment for this episode on our way out.
Can I give her a hint?
Nope.
Oh, can I say the clay teacher?
Okay. Clay penis.
Do we think that the producers purposely hired her because she was so sexual?
Very much so.
Yes.
100%.
She's amazing. I love her.
That.
Gold star goes to the clay penis. All right. Thank you guys in the chat. I want to say we broke a record.
Hey, all right.
A record for the Married at First Sight. We had 133 people in the live chat going crazy. We love you guys. You are absolutely amazing. You bring up better topics than I feel like any of us can come up with by ourselves. So thank you. We love it. But to continue the conversation, Maddie and Carmen, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Maddie Pocks. Thanks so much, guys.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at king_karma_.
All right, and you can find me Takira Shabrae on Instagram and Twitter at Takira_Shabrae. And in the comments, we will see you next week, everyone.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.